So, Elliott,
Hello.
kind of didn't think I'd be seeing you again so soon.
I'm sorry.
Just going to put that out there. No, I'm sorry too.
Sorry for ruining everyone's day by being back on screen.
No, it's not for me really. It's I forgot to send it to you, but Charlie sent it to me. There was a guy who might just be your biggest fan, and I don't think he'll survive this podcast.
Well, he will if I'm here.
So, but
Surely
he
he
might
wouldn't survive if I wasn't here. But
no, but he might have like a heart attack from his excitement.
it wouldn't be the first time I'd caused a heart attack through excitement.
Do I want to know?
No, move on.
All right, Charlie, play the fucking music, son. Right, so last week, Elliott, we said a lot of things about a team called BC.Game.
That is what a podcast is.
Well, it's what we tend to do, yes, but we said a lot of things about a team called BC.Game. I don't remember what we said. I don't think they were very positive. I imagine they were not anyway.
No, I think we essentially called them irrelevant.
Yeah, probably. But they're kind of relevant now, because a few hours after we recorded the episode, they did something quite unexpected, and they signed Simple. So,
They actually replaced Guardian with Simple. It's 2017 all over again?
Well, they replaced Nork with Simple.
Yeah, the Swedish Guardian.
Which is funny, because Nork is now being replaced by Device and Simple.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel bad for him, especially as, he actually wasn't significantly worse than Device was for an IP. He was a little worse.
Yeah.
He wasn't actually that much worse. And I actually don't think he'll be significantly worse than Simple on this team. Unless, obviously...
I don't know, I haven't looked at Nork's ratings, but I feel like he's probably dropped off a cliff.
Yeah, you might be right, actually.
Charlie, pull it up and confirm while we talk.
Yeah.
The old Nork, yeah.
Alright, yeah, no, I'm willing to walk that back.
Ooh.
I'm really willing.
Oh, that
really
is ugly. Yeah, no, that is ugly. That's really bad, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's so bad, even HFTV doesn't think he's human.
I feel quite bad about that. All right, yeah.
Simple will be better than this.
A Simple will be better than that. But it's just such a weird move, isn't it? Like, why has he gone?
A little strange.
Why has he gone to BC.Game? Because the thing is that NaVi even said because they first released him, right? They put him out into free agency or whatever, or I guess maybe they actually sold him. But they said there was 3 organisations in contact. What? Or several. Like, what the fuck were those orgs that he decided BC.Game was the best one?
So there's 2 things here. One is that maybe NaVi didn't want to sell him to a competitor, and so they accepted BC.Game's offer, but other teams, they were like, no, actually, we want more money. That was kind of my read. But also maybe just there's stuff behind the scenes we don't know about in terms of Simple, and teams aren't willing to risk it. Supposedly his buyout was pretty significant, and it makes more sense for a team like BC.Game to pay it to propel themselves into the limelight, because even if he's not that good, people are going to give a shit about BC.Game now. People are going to join BC.Game now. It gives them an actual boost in terms of people want to play for them now. Whereas if he joined, say, FaZe, and he's not the old Simple, they don't really gain that much. Whereas even if he's not that good for BC.Game, they're still gaining something.
Well, I mean, there's 2 things to that. One of them, can we say the things we were told yesterday?
I don't know.
The stuff Naps said. Can we say that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm going to say it then. Where did he say it?
It was...
Oh, so, apparently he didn't put in that much effort during his time with FaZe. and yeah, they doubted his work ethic, which
like Wayne Rooney.
I mean, did we expect anything less? Or anything more, even?
But then he was a very hard worker at like when he was the
yeah,
best player
he
in the world,
was, but like,
obviously,
did we expect anything different now?
I think I did. I think I expected him, if he got to phase, to be like, all right, time to lock in now. Like, I'm going to take this seriously.
I'm not going to lie, I kind of expect him to just get like a drug ban for doing coke in between matches.
I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
I'm not sure. No, I don't know if I can say that, but like, I just felt like that would be like the perfect end to Simple's career with the point we're at. Like,
it does. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little sad to see him play for BC.Game.
yes, it is, especially when since then they've signed Andu and Emmy on trial.
Yeah,
But there is some reason for positivity, because apparently Overdrive said that they are looking at signing a core from a tier 1
according
team.
to CS2 News, who quoted Overdrive, but neither of us can find the Overdrive quotes. It might just be
Well,
on
I
his
assume he said it
Telegram,
in his
actually.
Telegram, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm, not clicking on because it's all in Russian.
And his Telegram, Telegram's kind of scary. It's like somebody tells you to go on something on the Tor browser or something. It's like, I ain't clicking that.
But yeah, like, who could those players even be to make it not shit?
Yeah, I mean, it's like... Well, it says 3 more players from another tier 1 organisation. If it, like, history's anything to go by, it's probably just going to be, like, 3 players from Heroic, because they're always selling their core. But...
I feel like that's best case scenario.
yeah.
But honestly, like...
I mean... Team Liquid? I don't know. Like, I don't see... I mean, tier 1 organisation is very loose.
Yeah, especially if they're saying another tier 1 organisation.
well.
Maybe I'll finally get my dream and it'll be Fanatics Core and we'll get Blame F and Simple on a team together.
Jesus. Can you imagine, like, Cypher and Simple being on the same team? Like, those two are... Like, maybe they'll just be, like, the most unlikely friendship ever. Like, it'd be... I feel like those two make a really good buddy cop movie.
What if it's
A good
Ents?
cop, bad cop. Again, like, you really have to stretch the definition of...
No,
tier
they
one
actually don't
to
have a
get to
core.
Ents,
They don't have a core that's worth it.
And some De Jong's on it, who's definitely not going to play with Simple.
Yeah, true.
God,
I was just thinking, like...
This Ents team is
Oh, it's terrible. Well, I was just thinking, like, I know they're strapped for cash. It's a leap up the rankings, but yeah, no, don't think it's worth it. Passion UA?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know who it could be.
No, he's not playing with Warrow. He's not
Gamer
playing
Legion?
with Warrow. Could be Gamer Legion.
3D Max. I'm really struggling.
You buy Res ZTR PR. It's pretty.
Yeah,
It's pretty
Be
good.
happy with that.
Yeah. But other than that, yeah, I just really. I don't know. I tell you the one thing I think it won't be though. I don't think it will be free fuckers from Virtus Pro.
No.
As much as I'm pretty sure that Virtus Pro team is incredibly dead, I have a feeling it won't be them.
No, it won't be that. Of course it.
No, because I can't see.
I'm not convinced it's going to happen. To be honest, I feel like I always don't want it to. I kind of want Simple to just play with like some bums for a bit.
With Prime Taps and Nexa. Like, I'm not being funny, mate. The fucking BC.Game team is
Yeah, I know.
so
I kind of want to
fucking
see
bad.
it. Like, I want to see Simple have to hard carry Sassanito. Like, I actually want to see that.
Oh, God, he is shit. Move on. Right. Were you aware of the team that Foot signed a while ago?
I was, and then it left. Like, it went in one ear, but I think it went out the other.
Because it is an awful team. Charlie, I know you're clicking on it now. If you go on their matches and then go down to the Epic Land games, Click on one of those. I promise you, you've forgotten how bad this team is.
Yeah, I mean...
Look at that. Sixer, Masuta, Devo Duvek, Jax, and some fella called Drac. What the fuck is that?
That's, like, deeply, deeply COVID coded, that is. Like, that is a, like, late 2019, early 2020, only players online games, like, team.
How shit is that, man?
Like... Even if you took them all at their peak, this is like the 32nd best team in the world.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they've gotten rid of the team.
Yeah. I mean, obviously.
Because they've signed NaVi Juniors. The strange thing about it, though, is that they've replaced Mongolz, who has just shown himself to be an actual genuine Tier 1 talent, with Masuta.
He had a good couple of months at Tier 1 at some point.
Again, COVID coded. Alright, so I think it's about 14 hours later maybe, but we're back.
Yep.
And we've got a new co-host. Everyone, this is Jude.
Yeah, this is the reason we're having to record. I think it's 12 hours later, but this is the reason why he was getting upset.
That little blue-nosed bastard. And I can say that because he is a blue nose and therefore a bastard.
Yeah, I do have a picture of him in a Blues kit if you want it.
No, I don't. I'd never need to see a Blues kit. Should we talk about some Counter-Strike then, Elliott?
Yeah, why not?
Alright, so I don't know if you've seen, but Foot have signed a new roster, which is, you know, slightly interesting considering they only signed a roster 2 months ago. Which was headlined by Jackson Navarra. Pretty bad sign.
I think that's kind of fair enough. Like, for a team who were not in Counter-Strike, Navarra's kind of like Navarra was good before he defected, and Jax is a big name. Yeah, Navarra was good.
Was he?
Yeah, Navarra was actually pretty decent.
What year was he on Vitality?
Oh God, 2020
to 2021.
Yeah,
I'm checking this now because I don't believe he was good, but maybe he was.
I remember him being pretty good.
Okay. Rating guess. Go on, give it to me.
1.09.
For 2021, 0.94.
Oh really? I remember him being much better than that.
Yeah, he was apparently not good, and I guess if
was he better in 2020?
He joined in October.
Okay.
Apparently he didn't play any big events, but maybe HLTV just
he was the
eliminated
sixth
big events
man
for 2021.
He was a sixth man.
Yeah, but he'd still show up on the field, wouldn't he?
But he I don't know. I remember him coming in for some games and being particularly like. I will say, like, yeah, he was a sixth man, so there's some like weirdness going on with those numbers, but that is a lot worse than I would have thought it was.
To be fair, 2020 he had like I've clicked off it now. What do you have? 1.13, but most of that would have been on Heretics, where he played with Lucky, Kiyoshima, Maka, and one of your favourites, XMS.
That is a quality team, by the way.
I actually quite like that team.
Bring that team back.
That team seems vibes.
Yeah. Bring that team back and foot sign that team.
Yeah. Probably in today's day would be better than the French team they had.
Except like XMS is a Fortnite player, and
is he?
I think so.
Is he actually? That's.
I think I might be bullshitting. I remember because obviously I used to have a soft spot for him, and I'm pretty sure on his Twitter he was like tweeting about playing Fortnite, and I'll try and look him up while we're doing this.
I mean, I can do it. You've got one arm, busy. Let me have a look.
Yeah, that's never stopped me before.
There is an XMS who plays Fortnite.
I think his most recent tweets are about Valorant.
It is him.
But his most recent tweets are about Valorant.
Oh, he now plays for Lille. He plays for Lille's esports team in Valorant.
Amazing.
What a career he's had.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, he basically
Counter-Strike.
completed Counter Strike, so he just went and played.
True, he
Infinity
does have
games.
one of the greatest clips of all time.
It's at least top 5.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
See, I think 3 of the top 5 clips in Counter Strike
Valde
are
nuke.
AZ, Valde, and XMS. Because I just stay winning.
Where would you? I like how we've gone off on a tangent instantly.
It's fine.
Where would you put the nothing clip from Cologne? Because I know it doesn't. It's not in the round itself, but him taking his top off at the end against NaVi.
Yeah,
in the
that's
semi-final.
hard. Yeah, that is
Like I
hard.
feel like that pushes it up, right?
Yeah, it's not top 5 though, because the actual play is like whatever.
I guess. I think
The actual
Wolf of
play
Wall
is like
Street's-
okay, and then the
Wolf of Wall
celebration.
Street's probably also up there.
Yeah, I've said this before, and I still don't know. Like, if I AWP somebody from triple, I just get wallbanged to shit. I don't know why that doesn't happen to Chris J.
Yeah.
Well, why
I
is he
also
not
think
just getting banged?
There must be one. There must be a top 5 clip from Flusher in Cat 2018 that we're not thinking of.
Oh yeah, the 2v5 ace is pretty insane.
Yeah, and what certainly isn't in there though is the Guardian 1v5
Yeah, because it's
on
it's
Overpass,
terrible.
because that clip is awful.
Yeah,
Like that clip is
there's-
just so poorly played from Fnatic.
There's good. That's why I like the Valde 1v5. Is there's no like. There's actually just kind of like no glaring mistakes. He actually just rails every single
Yeah.
person. I think the
Which
only
is like-
mistake is like somebody comes up vents when they shouldn't, and that's about it.
Which is like it's really rare for a clutch to go that way.
Yeah.
Where like because I remember, and it's funny because it's nifty, but I remember Betway used to make those videos where it's like players going over their plays, and like Device's one was really boring because it's like, well, we just watched 7 million demos and we knew exactly what they do. It's like, oh, fuck you. Nifty's just like just felt the vibe of the shot at it. I just wanted to shoot through the wall, and it turns out I hit him. And then they played like a 1v4 of his, and he's like, well, why did you think this? Why did you think that? And he's like, I didn't. I just knew they had to make a mistake, and if I waited, they would. And that's kind of all clutching is.
Essentially, but I do think that's quite telling as to why Nifty was never actually any good. He couldn't actually explain back to you what he was doing.
Well, yeah, but like
There was no intent
we
behind what he did.
we know the best player that we used to play Counter Strike with is exactly like that. He doesn't understand the game. It's all just instinctual for him.
Yes, but he could explain to you what he was doing. He won't because he's
Hardly.
because he's a troll.
I've tried to get him to, just hardly. Like he doesn't really know.
I don't know. I feel like there's definitely intent behind what he does, whereas Nifty, I just don't think there is. Like, I think the reason Nifty is bad is I don't think he actually thinks about what he's doing at all.
I reckon it's also probably heroin. Anyway, ex-NaVi Junior, they've signed for Foot. I don't know what to think about it because obviously they got a lot of... They really built up their reputation and their rank over the last 6 months. But they've just lost a player who's now probably going to be the best player on a top 5 team.
Yes,
And replacing with Masuta.
Look, man, like similar. So I was like Masuta, Mikaze, like they've both been like they're both genuine tier 1 superstars who would be taking a step down to this level. I don't know what it is. I might be Masuta's biggest fan, and I don't really know why. I just always kind of liked him on
In
Vitality.
footballing terms, who is he?
Mohamed Diame.
Ooh. Okay.
And that nobody else rates him except me. He's wildly inconsistent, but he does have quite a lot of ability. It's just he doesn't always.
Did
seem
no
to know
one
what to
rate
do.
Mohamed Diame? I quite liked Mohamed Diame. I thought he was quite fun.
No, I lived with a Newcastle fan. I knew lots of Newcastle fans in my time up north, and not a single one of them rated.
I mean, fair enough. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what this team can do outside of NaVi and the support that comes with NaVi and being in that. Because, you know, I interviewed Alexi last week, and I spoke to him about McCarthy and like, you know, what did he learn from Munsey and Head Trick that do differently than McCarthy? And he was like, well, the one important thing to remember is that he's also spent so long in the NaVi system, and that really helps. This is a new org in Counter-Strike. Like, they've been to Epic LAN, and that's it. And that's fucking Epic LAN.
Yeah, you might as well.
So they won't have that. And I feel like in the old major system, I think it would have been reasonable to say, like, with their upwards trajectory, you have to have the expectation of them being at the major.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it has to be. In the current major system, I'm just kind of like, they have to maintain their rank.
Yeah, which is
and that's great.
Much less interesting to say. I think losing McCarthy's probably
A killer.
Yeah, like I think it's probably going to rocket them down unless they find like somebody of a similar level, which is going to be really hard. But
yeah,
at least they're in a region where those players do actually turn up.
Because it's also just hard to imagine that Masuta is intended to be there for very long.
Yeah, he's clearly just there because he was already on the books and they haven't found a player yet.
Like, you look at the team and it's 2 Ukrainians, Kosovan, a Lithuanian, and it would have been a Kosovan, but now it's a Frenchman. Like, it's just... It doesn't seem right.
Yeah, he's clearly only there because they haven't bought somebody yet and he's on the books.
But I don't know, they play in Bass Bounty soon, which we'll talk about briefly later on.
Yeah.
And they play B8 in their first game. So that'll be quite interesting to watch. Oh, they play today, actually. They play in 7 hours.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So you might be awake for that, but I certainly will not be.
I will probably be going for my nap at that point.
Well...
Because I have had 4.5 hours sleep.
Well, I look forward to waking up and seeing what the scoreline of that game is, because it should be a B8 win. And speaking of B8, they've shown Nipple.
Yeah.
Which I was quite confused about, because I thought they'd already signed Nipple, but it turns out he's been there for 2 years on loan.
To be fair, most people do have 2.
Fuck off, Elliott. Just like, do you know what? We'll finish this in another 12 hours. Like, I'm going to bed. Just fuck you.
I'm legally allowed to make dad jokes now.
But that was poor. Even for a dad joke, that was poor.
Again, 4.5 hours sleep.
But like, so a 2-year loan is weird, right?
Yeah, I had no idea he was even on loan.
Surely that was just we'll buy him event. We'll get the money one day.
Yeah, he was like on a loan to buy deal, except they just waited till his contract ran out and then signed him.
I feel like with how well he's done as well, no one must have known he was only on a loan. Because I think there must be plenty. I think there'd be plenty of teams that would have bought him.
Are any of them better than B8?
I'm not very high on B8. I'm high on B8 at a major.
I'm not that high on them, but who's better who would want him?
You're making me do the thing when I look at the rankings, and I don't like looking at the rankings. Game Elysian surely would have had the money at some point.
Doesn't really scream Game Elysian to me. I don't know.
And ironically, G2.
Nah.
Liquid have been throwing shit at the wall for a long time.
Nah, come on. Nipple's not that guy.
Nip, when they were doing their rebuild? Like, in all seriousness?
Maybe I'm underrating Nipple, but I don't see him at any of those teams.
Maybe.
I feel like the best player at B8 is kind of where he's supposed to be.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, anyway.
That's kind of how I feel. I just we've seen him in tier 1 and it wasn't that pretty.
Yeah, but he has gotten a lot better since then. Like he is a 10 times better player now.
He has, but he's also like allowed a lot of room on this team that he wouldn't be allowed on Liquid or G2.
True. Should we look at a take of the week?
Let's do it. Why not?
So this week, and I think he's made a couple of appearances already because he is just one of the most emo fuckers around. In fact, he might be too emo. It's Twist. Because after...
See, when you sent me this, I thought you were referring to one of the responses, which we'll get to.
No. We're getting to that. We're getting to that because I don't think that's been spoken about on this podcast, and it does just need to be. But Twist, after Liquid's... I want to say rock bottom loss against VP Academy.
Very presumptuous.
But yeah, exactly.
You know that Simpsons clip that's like, this is my worst day ever, like worst day so far.
But he tweeted, "We are not a team. No words for how we play. 2-1 to VP Academy, or 1-2 to VP Academy, but I don't like it when people switch things around like that."
I agree.
And it's just like, I've got a lot of thoughts. I don't know what your thoughts are. So
I don't think this is that bad.
I don't think it would be that bad unless it was like, if not for the fact that it was painfully obvious last season how badly this team needed a change and just how badly this team wasn't working. Like Nerds is shit. Like Nerds is really bad on this team.
It feels like everyone who comes in as an aggressive player on Liquid is bad, and I don't think it's always the aggressive player's fault.
But he's not even meant to. Like, he's a fucking lurker.
Yeah, but he's meant to be an aggro piece on this team.
Yeah, it's
because who else is?
Like NaV. I mean, NaV was the best player by far in that series, but he's had some absolute fucking horror shows at real events.
Yeah,
Ultimate is still like, I don't get Ultimate.
Yeah, you've made that quite clear.
I think Ultimate is like, he's just that perfect type of player where he's a litmus test for if you actually understand the game. Like, you see his flashy shit and you're like, oh yeah, he's good, like, Ultimate's good, he's not the problem on this team. But if you actually watch the fucking game with your eyes, it becomes patently clear that Ultimate is just not very good. Like, Molodoy, for example, is so much better. So
yeah,
far
Molodoy
away
is also excellent.
better. Yeah, he's incredible. And then, like, Shui might have been a myth all along.
But how? He was good on multiple teams. I'm not selling my Shui stocks. I'm blaming Liquid because everyone who joins Liquid seems to get worse. They're just one of those teams where careers go to dip.
And Twist.
Like, there's no way you'll convince me both Nerds and Shui were actually always bad.
I don't think Nerds was. I think Nerds is the new Yakinder. Just the new, like, get fucked piece of the team.
Yeah. And I just think Shui... There's no... Like, Shui can't be bad. I just...
Maybe Shui's just... I know you've been watching more films recently, and maybe you watched this one anyway, because it's a bit of an exception on the basis it's James Bond, but have you seen Casino Royale?
I've seen the bits of it, but I've never seen the whole film.
Do you know the bit where he's, like, tied down to the chair, and he's, like, butt-ass naked and getting whipped and shit?
No, are you sure this was in the film?
Yeah, no, it is.
Sure you didn't imagine that?
I mean, I might have imagined it, but I'm pretty sure it is. I feel like every new Liquid lineup, Twist just picks a new player to do that to. Like, was Cadian, it was Yakinder, now it's Nerds. And, like, none of them are getting out of it. I mean, at least one of them definitely enjoyed it. I'm not saying which, but one of them did. And it ain't Nerds, because he ain't having fun. He's not having fun. That motherfucker wants out.
He looks miserable. I mean, he never looked that happy anyway, but he looks miserable.
Well, he was G2's first choice, wasn't he? He was begging to go to G2 because him and Heavy got are really good friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, this Liquid team needs to fucking burn. I think I said a couple of weeks ago, like, they actually just require like Hiroshima or Nagasaki treatment, and I stick by that comment. And with that,
I think you could have said it with a little more decorum, but yeah. So
no, with that, Charlie, play the fucking ad read. So Jack, do you find it hard to keep up with all the news in Counter-Strike?
I do. I took a weekend off and I came back to 6 new IGLs, 3 retirements, and apparently NaVi's Waterboy got picked up by a top 20 team.
Right, that's why I've been relying on the TLDR newsletter. It's a bi-weekly email that keeps you up to speed on everything in the CS scene, without needing to scroll Reddit for 3 hours while questioning your life choices.
Yeah, it's like if HLTV had a baby with your funniest friend who actually watches every game. You get quick hits of news, spicy roster moves, upcoming match schedules, and even some insider gossip. All killer, no filler.
And let's be honest, some of these tournament formats, you need a guide just to figure out who's playing who. TLDR breaks it all down, so you actually know what the hell's going on.
Plus, it's funny. Like, actually funny. It's like reading a group chat between smart CS fans who roast everything in sight, but still care deeply about the game.
So if your brain's full, but your heart still beats for Counter-Strike, do yourself a favour. Sign up for the TLDR newsletter. It's free, fast, and guaranteed to make you smarter. Or at least sound smarter in Twitch chat.
Check out the link down below and subscribe, because the only thing more tragic than missing a major upset is not even knowing it happened.
TLDR. You don't have time to read everything, but you still want to sound like you did. Right, so Elliott's just informed me that we didn't talk about the reply, which might be the real take of the week. I hope you enjoyed the ad break, by the way. So, former Liquid coach and now...
life coach.
Yeah, life coach, Zeus, replied to Twist. And he said... I feel like it's important to preface this with the fact that, like, this is actually one of the more sensible things Zeus has said recently. And if you don't follow Zeus on Twitter, I really recommend doing so, because he has lost his fucking marbles, and it is excellent. Like, that motherfucker, he's no longer microdosing shrooms. He is, like, injecting it straight into his bloodstream every fucking morning and every fucking night. He is so off his rocker, and it is fan-fucking-tastic.
He tweets like an AI who learned how to talk exclusively via LinkedIn comments.
I like that he claims it's not AI, though. And I'm actually starting to think it might not be.
I don't think he is. I think he just talks like an AI.
But anyway, he said, "What I said before came from truth, but also from emotion. I've seen your power. I've also seen your shadows. Just like you've seen mine. Seen it, lived it, led it. Live, laugh, love." I just added that bit for effect, just to be clear.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to put words in Zeus's mouth. When the team stops feeling like a team, you didn't have to turn it that way, Elliott.
What way?
Okay, anyway, when the team stops feeling like a team, it crushes everything. Russ, you've still got more in you, but you got to decide what kind of leader you really want to be. You can do it, and if you do, they'll follow. They always did.
It means nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all. And I'd also like to say,
nothing.
I'm actually pretty convinced that Zeus doesn't know Shui's on the team. Like, he doesn't know that roster move happened. He still thinks Twist is the IGL because his brain is just, stuck 6 months ago.
Yeah, when I read this, I was going to ask you, like, is Shui not in-game leading? Or is Zeus just lost?
He's just stuck in a time loop. Like,
it would explain a lot. But,
he's got absolutely no concept of what's going on.
He's just... Yeah, like I say, like it's pure LinkedIn. Like, it's sort of vaguely, quote-unquote, inspirational. I wanted to do actual air quotes from... Like, it's, like, vaguely inspirational. But
I might,
but without any substance. And he just writes, like, a LinkedIn comment.
I might record a one-off episode of the podcast. It'll go out on, like, a Friday or something. And it's just an hour of me doing a dramatic reading of Zeus tweets.
Do an ASMR reading.
Just get, like, really close to the mic, just, like, whisper into it, like... oh, I'm so tempted. No, I'm not going to do it. But I'll do it in, like, a really, like, seductive voice as well, like...
Oh, yeah.
It'll be good. It'll be really good. Look forward to that. Just like you could look forward to the game show that Logan teased that we never actually fucking made.
Yeah, he sees that
One day.
every year, I think.
One day. Anyway, Cologne. It happened. It was pretty good.
I really wanted Furia to win, man.
I really did as well. And I'm glad you said that, because I feel like me and you haven't spoken about Furia. How fun is this fucking team?
They're so good.
They're so fun.
The spirit of art lives on in Yukindar.
Like, Yukindar is fucking great again. Molodoi is a fucking joy to watch.
Yeah, Molodoi's a demon, man.
And like, Kesarara and Yuri are pulling their weight again, which Yuri's the more impressive one, by the way. I thought he was done.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced he's back.
No, I'm not convinced he's back, but he's certainly not bad. But the
He's
one
fine.
that I'm like
he's not a problem now, but
the one that I'm genuinely the most impressed with, and I've said it before, maybe I said it to you last week, fucking Fallen, man.
he's reinvented himself.
Like, he before doing this had a really high AWP kill percentage. Like, he was not getting kills unless he had the AWP in his hand. And also, like, we've seen him rifle before. It hasn't been overly great.
He used to be a decent, like, in his prime, he was quite a good rifler, actually.
Yeah, but his prime was 2017. 2016.
Yeah, that's only like 3 years ago.
Oh, Elliott, I've got some bad news for you, brother. You were still 29 back in 2017.
I'm 29 now.
Don't lie to me. But, like, especially considering Cadian, right? Cadian dropped the AWP whenever he did last year, or... No, he AWP'd on a strut. He AWP'd on Liquid. Yeah, it was last year. He dropped it when he joined Astralis, and he was terrible. Yeah. He was legitimately terrible. And I do think CS2 has ruined Cadian. I don't think he'll ever perform well on a team ever again.
Cadian, he was very much flashing the... Cadian's reverted back to what he was before Heroic.
An analyst? No, he was on Rogue and North, I know that.
Yeah, and he was okay on Rogue. He was pretty bad on North.
He was bad on North.
Yeah, I don't really hold that against anyone, but he was bad on North.
Not many people weren't bad on North.
Yeah, that's kind of
for what it's worth.
Like, Valde was pretty good. AZ was alright.
Config. And did the job.
Yeah, at the start. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like, but with how bad Cadian was, like, I really did think, like, Fallen won't last long on this team.
No, you can't deny greatness.
He's fucking great. Like, he's making good calls, and he just has these, like, he's having one map a tournament where it's just like, this is Fallen's map, and he's just shitting on people. Like, their last map against, did they get knocked out too? Was it Mouz?
Yeah.
Was it their last map against?
Yeah.
Mouz, he just had a really good game on Inferno, I think it was.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah,
I
like...
got it open.
1.2... 19 and 14, 1.24 rated. Highest rated player in the server. Not a top frag, that was Molodoi, with 20 kills. He shouldn't be doing this. And it's so good. It's so nice to see.
When you talk about, like, Cadian versus Fallen, the difference is, like, what I said about Cadian. Like, Cadian before Heroic was not a good player. Fallen was, like, he was a great, like, Fallen is a genuine great of the game in my eyes. Like, he's a, like, and you can't keep greatness down that long. Like, he will find ways to have impact on games, have impact on teams that players with less experience, with less, I'm going to use the word aura seriously here, but, like, with less aura than Fallen won't be able to, because people, for a start, people don't respect him. People respect Fallen more than they respect pretty much anyone in Counter-Strike. But also, like, he's just a great Counter-Strike player, and he will find ways to contribute. He will find ways to impact this team. And as you say, he's been very good.
And it's just impressive as well, considering, like, 3 years ago, they formed Imperial, and he was meant to retire after, like, 6 to 12 months. And he's still going, and it was becoming a bit bleak, and now it's just like, I don't think Furia will win an event that matters, but they can absolutely win a PGL event. And that's a really good place for Furia to be, because you would not have said that 6 months ago.
They were very, very close to being a Mouz team who made the final.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe they could. Honestly, maybe they could. Maybe I am underestimating them.
I'm not sure they can, but I'm not. Like, this is their first real event together. It's possible.
Yeah, no, it is. It is definitely possible. And it feels kind of good, man.
Yeah,
it feels good.
I always think the scene's a better place when Furia are good. It's just more fun.
Yeah, I think that's fair. On the flip side, though, the Mongolz.
We need to talk about the Mongolz.
Really disappointing from the Mongolz, because they needed to build on the major.
Yeah, they keep doing this,
and they've sunk. Like, they sunk against NaVi.
They keep doing this, and Senzu keeps doing this. He's just not the same player on stage as using group stage.
But he was phenomenal at the major, and he just fucking sucked in this game, man.
Yeah, he's not
so bad.
He's not figured out a way to be consistent on stage. Mouz was terrible in the series, but you know, he's done it more in the past where he's actually been pretty good on stage, and sort of give him a pass for that, because I think this is the first time he's really, really shit the bed on stage. Whereas Senzu, he has previous, and if both of those two are not firing, Mongolz are not going to win, because they rely so heavily on those two as a partnership.
Yeah.
We just need to talk about it, because they're just, you know, I have them as one of the best teams in the world, but like, we talked about NaVi being pretty inconsistent, and yes, NaVi are a good team, but like, if the Mongolz are as good as we think they are, they shouldn't be getting 2-0'd like this.
But I think it's also like, I think it's also about like redefining what being one of the best teams in the world means in the context of like some teams. Like, the Mongolz are one of the best teams in the world because they have the firepower to pretty much match anybody. And that's got them a really long way. Obviously, their firepower is.
I don't think of them as a ridiculous firepower team. I think of them as a team who are.
But they're tactically not very strong. They're not. Like, they make
fine.
so many mistakes. They rely so heavily on winning game duels. Which is why they're struggling in these games, because it's when they come up against the people that can aim against them equally and have perform better than them tactically, where it's like, okay, they might be a top 5 team because they're always getting to these points.
Yeah. But
they're never going to be more than that. It's the same thing with Aurora. It's just Aurora slightly worse.
Yeah, Aurora don't have the same level of depth that I think the Mongolz do. Like,
and it's just like, I think for the most part the Mongolz are overrated.
Yeah, I don't want to admit it, but I think they might be, in terms of they're not. And they made a major final, like.
Yeah, but Avangard made a major final.
Yeah, and then VP won one.
Actually, that was outsiders.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean. Like,
no, but like, it's one thing to say, yeah, but they made a major final, but like, Falcons have been in the top 4 of every event, pretty much, and they went out in stage 2, like, which I'm not trying to argue that's the fluke, by the way. I'm just saying, like, basing it off one event is.
But it's not based off one event. Like, it was like, they have. We know that they have the ability to get to these positions, and they have a case study that they can actually get to a final, that they can win.
But that is like the one time that they've broken.
Yeah,
through the thing they were at.
But we have proof that they can do that, and they consistently get to this position. So why can't they convert that into more?
Because I also feel like it's important to look at their playoff run. Like, they played FaZe, who maybe at the time we thought they were going to sign Simple. They were not. And FaZe clearly aren't. They're still not FaZe. So that happened. And then they played fucking Pain.
Yeah, fair enough. I forgot about that.
If they didn't make it to that major final, then we really needed to have a conversation about
Yeah, I'd forgotten it was FaZe and then Pain. That is true. Yeah, I mean, they're just not as good on stage, and it's really sad.
So it's like, I think they're a team that will always get themselves into this position, but they're just not good enough to go further, and that's kind of fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with... I know that a lot of people aren't okay with that, but, like...
Somebody's got to be the 5th best team in the world.
Yeah, and we're not at a point in Counter-Strike at the moment where the 5th best team in the world can win the event. I think we can easily get back to that point.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you look at it, we've got... What we got? Vitality, Spirit Mouse, and presumably Falcons.
Furia.
I know they were terrible in Cologne. But Furia will just go in the same boat as the Mongolz, most likely.
I know, yeah.
And then under that, I'd say the two that have the biggest potential to be in the slight mould above Furia and the Mongolz would be G2 and NaVi.
Yeah, I was going to say G2. NaVi as well, yeah, that's fair. Like, if Makazi continues to land like this, then yeah, they've got a good chance.
But I will also say that I think until Tesses is gone, Falcons will also fit in that void below Mouse and Spirit and Vitality.
Yeah, Falcons feel like they will win an event, but I don't think they're going to win them consistently.
Yeah, but like this Falcons team can't work consistently because its roles are just too fucked.
Yeah.
And like you can hate role cells as much as you want. I think like
the
fact is they are just well, yeah, it is. But the fact is they are right about some things.
But I do also think there is a critical mass where like there has to be a point where Kaiosuke, Nico, Monacy can't actually lose. Like there has to be a point of firepower where you actually just win anyway. I really think there has to be.
I think 2 years ago, yes. I'm not sure 2025 Nico is the right guy for that.
Well, yeah, fine. But I my point is, I think there is a point where enough firepower actually just, like, it actually just beats everything.
I think if they got bit instead of Tesses, yes, I would expect Falcons to be the best team in the world.
Yeah.
Just straight up. And I don't think it would be close, actually. I think they would have too much firepower.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would be critical mass. I don't think they can do it with Tesses and the role problems that they have.
And I love Tesses.
But that there brings me on to Mouse.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's something I want to talk about with Mouse. And funnily enough, it's not actually the fact that they beat Vitality. Because I think that was just Vitality finally having their off day. And I don't really think there's much more to it than that.
I put in the newsletter that I actually think it was... I thought Mouse were so good that it just made Vitality look bad. Like, obviously, Zywoo going minus 16 and Flames going minus 22. There probably was an element that Vitality weren't playing at their best. But, like, I just thought Mouse were absolutely incredible in that series. And I think...
No, they were very good.
It just made Vitality look so much worse.
They were very good, but I think Mouse have been very good in a lot of the games where they played Vitality this year. I know you haven't been able to watch as much Counter-Strike this year.
No, not as much, but I've seen a few.
I think Mouse have been fucking ridiculously good all year, and Vitality have just been that good. I really do just think that game came down to the fact that Vitality probably played... And genuinely, I'm not counting the BO1 loss. Because, like, that loss... I don't know if you watched the game that Vitality lost in the major.
BO1.
That game, everything you hate about Inferno.
Yeah, I mean... Inferno
genuinely, I don't think I've ever seen a pro team dive through a smoke so often. Like, you know how pros, like, they make the plays behind the smoke a lot?
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, it tends to work out for pros more because they've actually, like, got the fucking setups to do it.
Yeah.
every time a Vitality player moved behind a smoke, someone on Legacy would just spam them through it. Yeah. And so much of that is just luck as well. Like, it's not a read because every team does it. It's just the luck that you're hitting it. I like Vitality obviously got thrown off by it all happening, but I really do think that game on Saturday is just the worst they've played all year.
I guess we'll see. I mean, I thought Mouz were superb, and the thing is, when exertion is on, you can't beat Mouz. Like, if exertion is like one of the best players in the server, you actually just can't win. He's so destructive when he's playing well. He just completely ruins rounds. If
Exertion and Torzi are both playing well, like
well, that's your opener and your closer. Like that's
they're unbeatable. Spinks is obviously very good. I still think he plays himself out of the rounds too much.
Yeah.
But neither of these are none of these are the player I want to talk about before we talk about Spirit. I want to talk about Jimpphat.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on Jimpphat? And what have been your thoughts over a prolonged period of time?
He's a really good player who seems to be... I think people have this idea of what he is, and I'm not sure he is that. He's a good... Role player is underselling what he does. But he's like a good glue player. But I don't know why he's... Like, I don't think he's one of the two best players on Mouz. And I think people think of him as, like, the best player on Mouz.
Okay, before I give my thoughts, someone who plays the way Jimpphat does, if you go from best player down to fifth best player on the team, what would you want him to be?
Well, I'd want him to be third or fourth. And I think he is. He's really good. I just don't think he's like... I think people have this idea that he's a superstar, and I don't think he's a superstar. I think he's...
Yeah. I think
he's like one of the closest things to twists you'll find.
So this is what I was going to say.
Massive compliment.
I don't, and never have, got the thing with Jimpphat. I think if you look at comparable players to Jimpphat probably does have the highest ceiling out of a lot of them, but I don't think he reaches that ceiling very often. Like, I think if you go back to they played FaZe in one of the last few events of the season.
I don't remember this. So
I'm looking now. So
when I think of Jimpphat, I think of him as like he's like an upmarket Magisk, or like. In fact, I think the closest player to him right now in World Counter-Strike is Bit.
Well, this is why I did the segue.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would ever take Jimpphat over Bit, but anyway.
He is younger. I think that's quite.
Okay, fine. So there was a game. It was at Blast Rivals, Season 1, quarterfinal. Mouz 2-0'd FaZe. It was 13-11 on Dust 2, and then 13-2 on Mirage, after Mouz had a 10-2 T half. I'm going to click on the T half, because obviously the CT half barely happened, but he did go 6-1 in the CT half. Jimpphat, in that T half, went 21-2.
Wow.
And he was unreal. Genuinely unreal. 2.91 rating. Just shit on them the entire time. And that's great, right? And this is the thing. I don't think there's many players that have been in Perfecto's roles. Like Perfecto has had some similar roles.
Yeah.
Like he's the example I was going to bring up. I don't think there's many players that have been in Jimphat's roles that have the ability to do that. I have never seen Perfecto do that, for instance. And I know that's a particularly freakish thing. Like, he ended the game 27-3 for fuck's sake. The next closest was Exertion, 16-4. So this is a particularly freakish performance.
Yeah.
But that means he has that in him, right?
He does. Like, he definitely does. Like, he is one of the most skilled players in that role, maybe ever. But, like, he's
but
not
but
a
this
superstar.
This is the thing. I just don't get him. Like, I feel like the best place for Jimpphat, and again, like I'd go for a bit over him, especially because of Monacy.
Falcons.
But the best place for Jimpphat is somewhere like Falcons, where he is the fourth or fifth best player.
Yeah. Like, he's such a floor... He's such a ceiling raiser as your fourth player. Like, if he's your fourth best player, you are a ridiculously good team. I would argue on Mouse, he might be the fourth best player, and that's partially why they're such a good team.
Well, so here's the thing, right? A lot of people talk about Jimpphat now, and it's like, oh, well, he's got worse since Spinks joined the team. Like, look how much better Mezzy's got since Spinks left, and all this shit. And, like, that's fine. But I'm just like, I'm not sure Jimpphat was ever that guy.
No, I do wonder if he could be a star, but if he was a star, I don't think it would be for the second best team in the world. I think you could put him on, like, G2, and he could be a star. But I don't
put him
think...
on, like, Gamer Legion and he'd be unreal.
Oh yeah, on Gamer Legion he'd be by far the best player. Again, we're talking about Jimpphat, and it's like, I don't want people to think that I think he's not good. Because
I think he's phenomenal.
He's very, 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 very good. He's just...
overhyped. Which feels strange to say.
I think he's misunderstood. Right? I think he's like mischaracterized rather than overhyped.
Yeah, fine, but I think in some cases they can go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I think the misunderstanding therefore makes him overhyped.
Yeah, that's fair. I think if I were building a team, I would absolutely want him, but it wouldn't be in a star role.
Yeah, you definitely want him. Of course, it means you can only... Because here's the thing with Jimpphat, and it's why I've always tended to struggle with players like this, is Jimpphat means that you, unless he changes himself as a player and what he does, especially on CT sides, it means you need a particular type of IGL.
Yeah.
It's so good with Shui because Shui is a rotator. Brolan is comfortable rotating or playing the other bomb side. It's why Shush was good with Cadian.
Yeah.
Because Cadian's an AWPer. You put Jimpphat on Falcons, well, now Kicksan's got to play somewhere where... And I like Kicksan. I think Kicksan's a pretty individually skilled player for an IGL. But you don't want him on the same team, whereas you can get Bit to do the other job.
Yeah. I think Kicksan is not the best in terms of his mechanical skill. I'm willing to say that.
Compared to a lot of IGLs.
I think he's about normal for an IGL, I'll be honest. I don't think he's very...
Okay, no, I would agree if he wasn't on a good team. I think, like, there has to be a slight level raise for you to be on that good team.
I think you could have Hooksy on that Falcons team and it wouldn't matter because he's not...
Maybe.
He didn't... Yeah. He could get 8 frags a game and you'd still expect Falcons to be in it.
Yeah. Kicksan is fucking more fun than Hooksy, though. Because Hooksy is just full on, like, bait. Whereas Kicksan, he is bait, but he also, like... He just has occasional rounds where it's like, you are just psychotic. What are you doing?
Yeah,
why are you in this position?
He is better than Hooksy. I just don't think he's that much better. Like, I do think he's not the best mechanical player, but I think he's an absolutely excellent in-game leader. It's a complete tangent, but I think Kicksan is an excellent in-game leader.
Just as the last point before we talk about the winners of Cologne, I would like you to guess Jimpphat's 2024 rating. Let me change it to LAN, actually. 2024 rating and 2025 rating.
1.11, 1.05.
1.12, 1.03.
Oh, not bad.
So not bad yet. It does show Spinks has really hurt him.
Yeah, I think Spinks takes a lot of space, but also Mouse are better than they were then. So
yeah,
It's fine.
Yeah. Anyway,
but I think that kind of plays into what we're saying. Like Jimpphat isn't playing as well, but Mouz are a better team. Mouz are a better
exactly.
team when they play away from Jimpphat.
Anyway, team spirit. Neither of us had that on our bingo cards.
Donkey is literally just the best player ever, isn't he?
I see. Like this is where and we're not getting into it because I value longevity. It's still simple, but yes, he will be the best player ever. He will be the best player.
Did you see? Let me find this.
I saw your tweet. If that's what you're on about.
No. Did you see the stat?
What? That he's got the record for Cologne, Krakow, and the major?
No, he's now equalled Nico's MVP count and has more big events with a 1.35 rating than Nico.
That is insane.
In 18 big events, donk has had a 1.35 rating or higher in 11 of them.
Yeah. I mean,
Nico has had 10 in 102.
He will be the best ever.
No, he already is. He's already got more high ratings than Nico. He's already got as many MVPs.
I can't put him above Simple, man. He's the best rifler of all time.
Okay.
Hands down, best rifler of all time.
I think he's better than Simple.
But I can't put him above Simple yet. If he does this... No, because the thing is, right, we are now getting into this, for fuck's sake. I knew this would happen. I think longevity matters in Counter-Strike because...
Simple's on BC.Game. Just for reference.
It's fine, but let's not pretend like this isn't 10 years after Simple came on the scene or whatever. But I think, and this obviously isn't going to happen to donk, and it feels like it happens to players less and less now. Like the last really notable one I can think of is Exile. But I think if you go back through Counter-Strike over the years, a lot of players tend to have a peak of 2, maybe 3 years. Like coldzera, excellent example.
Yeah.
And there's a number of players like that. And I do think, obviously he was great in Go, but CS2 helps him. Or I think he was playing... Yeah, he was playing Go because of when we swapped over to CS2. And CS2 helps him. So I do think that's why longevity matters in Counter-Strike to such a degree, because we have seen these players like coldzera that have gone from best player in the world to... Was he even in the top 20 the next year? Where he was low down on it?
Mm.
But
even then, I think I would still have coldzera as
okay, he was 10th in... Yeah, so coldzera went from... He got number one, 10th, and has never been near it again.
Yeah, I'd still have coldzera top 10 minimum. Though.
See, that's a whole other conversation.
I don't particularly like coldzera, but...
I think I probably would as well if I actually sat down long enough to think about it.
Yeah, he's one of the best players of all time.
But what I mean is and bear in mind, I started watching end of 2016, but when I started watching end of 2016, anyone told me, it's coldzera, man, best player in the world, probably will be the best player of all time, and if not, it'll be Simple. Within 18 months, coldzera was a bum, and it was evident that Simple would become known to be the best player of all time.
Yeah.
So this is why I value longevity in Counter-Strike. But I completely am with you. Donk will be the best player of all time. He's already the best rifler ever.
What I will say, I think longevity has more of an argument when people call it the greatest of all time. I think when it's the best of all time, I don't think it has any relevance. It's just a weird American phrasing. They hear greatest, and that's what they go, oh yeah, no, because to be great, you have to be good for it. Whereas best of all time is already I don't think Simple was ever this good. I say that as somebody who I was in the arena in Stockholm when Simple basically won that major. donk has also won a major on his own with a worse team than Simple had. Donk has won a Cologne pretty much on his own. He's won a Katowice with the best performance ever.
I do think some of that is down to the difference between rifling and AWPing.
Yes. But I think doing it with a rifle is harder.
I'm not sure it is in CS2.
Yeah, okay, but Simple did it in CSGO.
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure it is in CS2 though.
No, in CS2 it's pretty even. But to
actually support your statement, Simple had, like, let's say a 4-year peak, right?
Yeah.
Those first 2 years, Simple made, I guess we're saying 18 to 22, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that.
Which I guess
I was thinking
kind of
18 or 17 to 21, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, okay. We can add 17 in as well. He was nuts in 17. Those first few years, though, before he got more reinforcements on NaVi, he made so many mistakes constantly, where people would, at the end of the game, would always blame Edward or Flamey or Zeus or whoever they wanted to blame.
Which
but there were
entirely
swing
unfair.
rounds. It wasn't unfair. Of course, it wasn't unfair because a lot of the rounds NaVi won were down to fucking Simple.
Yeah.
But there was always an important swing round, and he was criminal for it on like Inferno especially, where Simple would just take a fight that he just didn't need to take because the fight was going to come to Simple and Simple's going to win the fight because he's Simple. And I think that takes away from Simple where Donk, in Spirit's, when Spirit lost to FaZe in Copenhagen last year, it was very clear that FaZe had very quickly understood all of where Donk makes mistakes, where Donk will overpeak, where Donk will do this and he'll do that. He does not fucking do that.
No.
Anymore.
He
learned from that game, I will not do this anymore.
Yeah.
And he's just, he is unreal.
He is essentially unstoppable. And you know how I feel about Team Spirit. Like, I love Chopper. I think people still underrate Chopper. Like, yes, he has Donk, but you've still got to utilise him. And
I'm not going into that one. I don't think Chopper's that great.
I think he's better than people give him credit for. And I think if you're going to give Apex a lot of credit for winning with ZywOo, then I think it's only reasonable to give Chopper credit for winning with Donk. When the other pieces he has aren't.
I think Vitality play a lot better Counter-Strike than Spirit do. I don't think Spirit play particularly great
but
Counter-Strike. I just think they have a kid that bails them out a lot.
Also, Vitality's fourth best player is Mezzy.
I mean, fine.
Like,
Fine.
Chopper's winning where he has, like, Zwei, who's not hit the ground running particularly. Zontic, so I don't think it's that good.
But that's where I think that takes away from Chopper, because Zwei's like, he hasn't hit the ground running, but he's also someone that's been signed and asked to do what Magix did, and he was not a Magix type player. And this is part of the problem. And if you look at Spirit last year across the year, as they dipped, they were using the same shit they were using at the start of the year. Like, that's already been fucking anti-stride. You can't use that anymore. They know what you're fucking doing. And you've now signed this kid he had some big rounds. I'm pretty sure he won a 1v2 to win Cologne. But why are we doing this thing that teams seem to stop doing years ago, where you sign this young player who goes and blasts fuckers on some fucking tier 2 or 3 team, and then you make them just be your bitch? Why are we doing that? Let the guy be the third star of the team, because that is Spirit's big problem.
Yeah.
When they come up against another team firing on all cylinders, is that their firepower starts at Donk, is typically boosted by Shiro, and then it falls off the face of the fucking earth.
Yeah.
Zwei is good enough to probably be on a par with Shiro a lot of the time. Who is a bum and a bitch, by the way. What a fucking terrible performance from him. In the final. Fucking complete joke. I can't stand Shiro. It really annoys me that he's actually really good, because he's a fucking
He is a
pussy.
bottle job. Like, he's a
complete
job.
fucking pussy.
I hate the way he plays the game. I really do hate the way he plays.
Absolute pussy.
Always have done. I probably always will.
But this is what I mean. Like, Zwei, I fucking need to pick one. He isn't being correctly utilised at the moment, and that lies with either Chopper or Halley. So that's my whole thing.
But
I think those two are probably.
They've also just they just smashed everyone in Cologne. So who cares? Like, maybe not utilising correctly is how you win.
Maybe, but I just think if they did, and if they had, because I quite like Zontix, so I actually think Zontix is really good.
I don't think
Again,
he's that good.
not sure he's utilised the best. I just think if they had maybe a slightly different build within their team, slightly better tactics, we're talking about what Vitality have done with it being Spirit this year.
I don't think they can live with Vitality man for man outside of Donk. I think they will always be slightly inconsistent just because.
But I think they should be consistent.
I don't.
I really think a team that with Donk and Shiro, with 3 players who are the right players, which I think they do have 2 of those now. I'm sorry, I'm still going to stick with Chopper isn't the right extra one, and those players are in the right spots. I don't see a reason why they can't do what Vitality have done, and in fact, I think they should have been the team to do that because they have Donk, and the difference between what Vitality have and what Spirit have with Donk is that Vitality can't end a round before it begins unless Flames is playing off his fucking nut. Spirit can. And if the other team tries to go to the other side of the map and end it where Donk isn't there, tough luck, because Donk doesn't give a fuck, and he just
will be there.
Yeah, he comes and ends it on his own terms, and this is why this is my biggest issue with Spirit, is I dislike that Spirit aren't the greatest team we've ever been, because I think that we've ever seen, because I think when you've got Donk, and as much as I dislike Shiro, when you've got Shiro, who is a top 3 AWPer in the world and probably a top 5 player in the world, there's just no excuse.
I'm not comfortable calling Shiro a top 5 player in the world.
Bare minimum top 7.
I haven't thought about it, but I'm just not comfortable doing it.
He's 5th. If he's in the top 5, he's 5th for me. Don't know who's 4th. I just know it's not Shiro.
You have him top 3 AWPers. I guess he's better than Monacy at the moment. Yeah.
Well, I think it's Zyru, Monacy, Shiro.
Oh, I'd have Torzi over Shiro.
Torzi goes missing sometimes, and Shiro's base.
Sorry.
No.
You're having Shiro over Torzi because Torzi goes missing sometimes.
I know, which is my entire issue with Shiro. But I don't know. Shiro's base level is noticeably higher. I feel like
I'd have Torzi over Shiro.
I'm now checking.
Torzi's so good, man. Torzi almost goes under the radar for how good because he was so bad when he first joined Rails. People, I think, don't realise how good he is now.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. But okay. Torzi's rating this year, please.
1.18.
1.1.
Really?
Shiro's rating this year, please.
1.15.
1.23.
Oh wow, okay.
It's a big difference. This is what I mean,
I do think there's some style element to that where Shiro is so passive that he does boost his rating almost artificially.
Yeah, but he does win a lot of rounds from those passive positions.
Yeah, he does.
He's a phenomenal closer. So yeah, I do think Shiro is the 3rd best. I do agree with you though that Torzi is underrated. And just as a side note, Molodor is the 5th best at the moment. Yeah,
I did consider. I was trying to consider who the 5th was, and I was struggling there. I looked at Molodor, I was like, I think he might be. I think there is a world where in 3 months Sun Pius is the 5th again, but I'm not sure I believe it yet.
But yeah, so looking at it, top 3 players in the world is Donk, Zyru, Monacy. Donk's obviously first, Zyru, Monacy.
Donk's first and second, I think.
Sure.
He's so good.
Which means 4th, 6 months' time. Let's see where Kaisuke sits, because he looks really good. 4th or 5th kind of has to be Shiro. He's just good. It's annoying, and he does go missing sometimes, but who do you put over him? Rops?
Rops was
I'll allow
considering.
Rops.
Shantaras I was
probably the only
considering.
one. Yeah, but that's like an Elliotism.
Nah,
That's an
man.
AZ-esque thought.
Okay,
That's not a serious thought.
I think 6 months ago it would be a serious thought. At the moment, it's not.
Okay.
But when Eternal Fire were like actually good, Jantaras was a freak. He was so good.
Okay. But yeah, that is my thoughts on Spirit. Like, every time I see a final like that was just shit because they were like Spirit. At not even peak level. Like, that wasn't peak level Spirit.
No.
Because peak level Spirit, Shiro has a lot more kills. He doesn't shit the bed.
It's so on brand for Mouz to beat Vitality in the semi-final and get
It's really good, isn't
in
it?
the final.
And I'm so annoyed as well because I changed my mind at the end of last week's episode and was like, no, Mouz will win Cologne. I was going to be so unhinged. You were going to hate me.
I've never been more convinced that a team was going to lose a grand final than when I saw Mouz beat Vitality. And I was like, yeah, no, there's no way they beat Spirit.
They're they're so Arsenal, man. They're so Arsenal.
They're so Arsenal.
Like, what was it? Was it PGO Cluj-Napoca? That's the Emirates Cup.
Yeah.
That is just the Emirates Cup.
Yeah, or
right.
the FA Cup. Didn't they win the FA Cup a few years ago?
There's quite a few now. But yeah, so that's it for Cologne, and we have one more story to talk about, which concerns Cologne. It's the first major of 2026.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings
How do
on
you
this.
feel?
I know how you feel. I have mixed feelings where it's like, it is one less big event for the year, which is a shame. But also, this is going to be the most hyped event since, I think, Rio.
And what I did see you say this in the newsletter. On what basis?
I was so excited for the Rio Major, and I think this is going to be similar. Where it's like,
So bad.
it was, but I mean, the outcome was funny.
Yeah.
But like,
Fell asleep during the final. Though.
this is one of those events where I think everyone, like, even people who haven't watched Counter-Strike for 3 years will want to be there. Like, I've got friends who don't really care about Counter-Strike anymore, who were talking about potentially going to Cologne this year, but then they just sort of bottled it or whatever. I think next year they'll be going, Cologne's a major, let's go. There will be, people who've left the scene who will be tweeting, watching, wanting to be in Cologne for this. Like, this will be, if you like Counter-Strike, even slightly, you will be watching this, you will want to be there, you will be, like, you'll be involved, you'll be interested in a way that, like, the Shanghai major didn't, the way majors, like the Antwerp major didn't, as much as I love the Antwerp major as somebody who's really into Counter-Strike. People, like, the example I'm thinking, like, somebody like Pansy, Vince, like, these people who you don't really hear from anymore will want to be there, they'll be talking about it, they'll be watching.
Yeah.
Like, people who don't really care about Counter-Strike anymore will care about Counter-Strike for this event. It's a Cologne major, like, people will care, and I think that
Do you think the major is more prestigious if it's in Cologne? Because I had someone say to me earlier that they didn't think it was, and I absolutely think it's more prestigious in Cologne.
Yes, it makes
Cologne is the most prestigious event outside of the major.
It makes both of them more prestigious, but not. It's if the major is like 9 prestige and Cologne is 8, it's not like 17 prestige. It's like 12.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Like, it adds a little bit to both, but like, you are losing out on having 2 events in the year that are.
Well, so here's my thing, right? Now I play the character of being the hater, but I am actually, like, I guess I'm smarter than I pretend to be, a little more nuanced than I pretend to be. Cologne being a major isn't inherently bad. It's not, because of everything you just said. Everything you just said makes it's great, and you and I have been fortunate to be in the Lanxess. We weren't there this year, but we've been fortunate enough to be in the Lanxess together for the last 3 years, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's one of the most incredible places for that weekend.
Yeah.
So it's fucking great that Cologne is a major, and I completely understand why Valve want Cologne, and it's a shame that there won't be a Katowice one probably, even though Spodek nothing in comparison, but it's still, the importance of Kato that Krakow will never be. I understand why Valve want it to be a major, and I get it, but I do hate that there isn't a tournament. We're already losing Kato next year. Krakow will not be Kato. No. Regardless of the bigger arena, regardless of actually the Hall of Heroes is that tournament. It's not Katowice. Fuck off.
It's not Kato.
Fuck off, you marketing dickheads, including you, Jack. You fucking prick.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. You can't move IEM Cologne to Berlin and call Berlin the Cathedral of Counter-Strike. You fucking... it would never work.
No.
So you cannot replace Cologne on the calendar. We've got Blast rivals. Fuck off.
Blast employee, by the way.
Well. But Blast know that. PGL can't do it. Starladder can't do it. None of these... No one can replace Cologne. It's not possible. Because none of the TOs even understand what makes Cologne and what made Kato so special. ESL don't understand it because they're moving to Krakow. What makes them so special, and yes, I know they were in other places at certain points, is that they've been in this one location for so long.
There's history there.
So my actual preference would be that there are 4 majors in every Counter-Strike year. But 2 of them aren't proper majors. Just legitimise Cologne and now Krakow. Just legitimise them. Make them officially make them the historic event that they are. Just do that. You can sell stickers if you fucking want to.
Yeah, I guess I don't hate it.
You can, or you could do fucking team skins. Do team skins or team.
Yeah, I guess I
charms
don't hate it.
or whatever instead of stickers. Make that you get the charms for Krakow and Cologne, and you get stickers for the actual majors. Just legitimise them.
Guess I don't hate it.
Because there are 4 prestige events in Counter-Strike.
You know what happens if Valve get involved with Cologne and Kato.
No, leave it with ESL. But just say, legitimise
That's what I would do, but I don't think Valve would.
Maybe they wouldn't, but this is the thing, right? I saw people complaining about a worse format. I think you get rid of BO1s at the major's the better format. I don't think the IEM format is this perfect thing people pretend it is.
I think 6-team playoffs are an abomination, and Swiss system is great. I am a Swiss system advocate. I always will be. It's
Swiss system is the best. Swiss system is absolutely the best.
Yeah, Swiss system with random seeding. There is nothing better. There's absolutely nothing better.
Yeah.
Just bring back Bad News Eagles and give them Makazi.
I would just... You have cooked. You have cooked. You might want to put that baby down, because you have cooked.
I saw Makazi's flag and I was like, I just wish he was on Bad News Eagles. I will say, Makazi, complete tangent. I was convinced he was an IGL. It's an IGL's name. Makazi's an IGL's name. It's not a star player's name.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I hadn't thought of it. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just would just rather they just legitimise Cologne. Because it's Cologne, man. I know players aren't okay with not winning a major. But you and I saw Nico after he won Cologne.
Yeah.
There was so much that washed away from Nico when he won Kato and when he won Cologne, especially Cologne, man. Just legitimise it in the game. And then we never have to have it be a major and lose a big event, because it will always be that Cologne is still Cologne, and it's just even better.
The thing is,
Valve can throw 500 grand at it. They make fucking 80 million a month from cases. Make it a 1.25 million event and make the majors 2 mil. Fucking do it.
If you make Cologne and Kato a major every year, I don't think anyone cares about the other 2 majors. I think people already, maybe I live in my own bubble. I think like the Shanghai major just didn't have the same shine on it.
But that's time zone, man. Like that's also time zone
thing, but also like I don't know, like the Copenhagen major.
You and I were in Paris, cool, man, and I know it was the last CS:GO.
Okay,
one.
Paris was cool,
but like people gave a fuck about Paris. Like I don't know, like it's been weird. Like I feel like every major we've had has been odd. Like Brazil, slightly fucky time zone, but also we knew that Brazil would probably be insane if ESL didn't hire Gaules. Antwerp, I thought Antwerp was insane. Stockholm was post-COVID.
Cool, I'm not sure how people thought about it.
Paris was the last Go major. Copenhagen, it was really good. And it was good, the first CS2 major.
I was there, so I don't know how people sort of perceived it outside.
But this is the thing where we're saying these are all good, but a lot of them had caveats.
Yeah.
That maybe that made them better. But I maybe it's because we're so engrossed in Counter-Strike that the major always feels important, and is reflected in viewing figures though. So there is that, and I think there's ways to do it. Don't give out. Maybe you only give out a winner's trophy for Cologne. Maybe you don't give out trophies at all. Maybe you do team charms and then stickers.
Yeah, I think there's something there. I think you have to make sure that other majors are just as special, because I think if Cologne was a major all the time, then people would care about that more than the other. But
majors. They can be like the like. Now I don't really know League, right, and the start of the season, but they're like MSI. Is that fair? They can be MSI.
Yeah. MSI is the Euros and Worlds is World Cup.
Yeah. So like, Krakow and Cologne, if you legitimise them in some further way, like Valve just throw 500k and then an extra mil at the major because Valve can afford it, guys. They make so much fucking money. Like it's so much money. Just legitimise it, and it's great.
I think there's something
there. Yeah. Anyway, final story, and this is getting the briefest mention because it's online. Blast Bounty kicks off today as we're recording this, so the first games will be played by the time that this goes out. It's online for the first week.
Which
and
is
then
a
it goes
shame
to
because
Malta.
it's one of the coolest formats
It
ever
is.
cooked up in Counter-Strike.
It is. But I did say in the newsletter, which you should all read, by the way, if you paid attention to the earlier ad read, it's a real shame that this format was cooked up for the first year of VRS.
Yeah.
Because it means that before, when a team might take a gamble and just hard anti-strat someone so that they can claim bounty off someone, instead what you get is like the seeds just like pick like that, which isn't what's meant to happen.
It could be fun if there was a situation where like just before the major, like it would have to be just before the major, so it's already like not going to happen. But like just before the major, like say there's a team who's like 35th in the rankings, and they deliberately pick a team who are like close to them. It's like if we win, we go above them in VRS, and we actually get in. But like there could be some spice there. Where, like,
well, they can't pick
for VRS
like,
points,
because
you actually can't. But
yeah. But the problem is what you get is 17th picks 16th. Or 16th picks 15th, and then it just goes like that, and it's just like, but the format's now dead.
Yeah.
And that's a real shame. And then obviously there's the online thing as well. Like, yes, I get paid by Blast, but I'm a fucking freelancer, so I'm not going to criticise them when they're not deserving of it. What the fuck are you doing running an online event?
Yeah.
Like, and especially like opens after Bounty, they've made the group stage of that online. Like, what the fuck are you guys playing at? Congratulations, you've now made yourself a tier 2 tournament organizer by doing this. You've just ran a fucking great major, and you do this. Like, you were close. You were so close to ESL. If you'd have just made this year all LAN, you're getting really close to ESL's level because you've got 3 unique tournament formats that are all interesting to watch. And then you do this.
Yeah.
The fuck are you playing at? Get audiences. Get fucking LAN. You've got the studios. You've got studios in 2 fucking locations. just take yourselves as fucking seriously because you're really fucking good at what you do.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's just frustrating. Yeah. I think unless you've got any thoughts, though, that'll be the end of this one. Because this is, I believe, based on where we got left off earlier by Jude not being a happy little bunny. I think this is an hour and a half, this episode now.
Yeah, it's long.
So apologies for that. But you're not going to get Elliott for a while, most likely. So hope you enjoyed him. I certainly didn't. The dad jokes haven't been a welcome addition. But yeah, he's at AZS. I'm at Animo with a 1 and a 2. Yeah, Charlie edits it now. Don't know what his Twitter is. We talk every day, so that's fucked. James, I don't know what your Twitter is either, mate. I feel like it's like James
James H. Serper.
Is it James H. Serper? Because I thought it was James S. Herper, because I remember it in my head as James Sherper.
I thought it was Serper.
Either way, it's on the screen.
I think it's all right. I think it's James Herpes.
Brilliant, James. You now have herpes, mate. You're a great graphic designer, but you should get that sorted out. Yeah.
Maybe it gives him
I'll see you
power
next
like
week.
Samson's hair. If you lose herpes, you can't
I'm
make
just
graphics anymore.
I'm done with you, man. Like, go be a dad. Yeah, Jack will be back next week. We'll talk about Blast Bounty. I'll catch you soon, and Elliott will catch you in the newsletter.
Yeah,